Welcome back, everyone. Businesses owned by veterans make a sizable impact on the Texas economy. The state comptroller's office found that is to the tune of nearly $1.2 billion in 2024.
Pretty staggering there. More resources are also now becoming available, as well as others to help former service members get their ideas off the ground. So joining us today to talk more about that is Greg Shigemasa. He works with the Texas Veterans Commission and as the Veteran Entrepreneur Program Business Consultant. Okay, a very important title, and you do very important work for our veterans here in Texas. So talk about that. There's a process for veterans to get that official certification as a veteran-owned business. What kind of benefits does that come with? Why would a veteran want to go through that process?
Yes, ma'am. So basically, if you are a veteran, an honorably discharged veteran looking to form a business here in Texas, there's some benefits that you can take advantage of. So the first one would be the formation fee waiver with the Secretary of State. So if you're trying to start like an LLC or a corporation, you can do that for free. The second portion of that benefit is that your Texas franchise taxes will be exempted for the next 5 years from the date of formation. So you got two benefits right off the top.
Yeah. Definitely something that I'm sure if there's a veteran sitting at home, that would perk up your ears to say, okay, making this process a little bit easier. How does someone go about getting that certification? Are there, any challenges you guys have to help them overcome to get to that point?
No, not at all. Just come visit us at the Texas Veterans Commission website. So tvc.texas.gov. There's an entrepreneur portion. Click on the button that says connect with a business consultant, and we start from there.
You guys make it really easy on that.
Simple as that. And I want to highlight just how vast this program is. So last year, the Veterans Commission verified more than 7,100 new veteran-owned businesses. And I understand there's some updated numbers to that. So where does that stand now?
Yeah, so we're over 10,000 so far this year, and the year's not over yet.
And that's just brand new ones?
That's brand new.
Wow, okay.
Correct.
That is incredible. Really quick before we move on to talk about some of y'all's other awesome programs, talk about what that's like to get to help not just one, but 10,000 veterans launch a business, maybe launch their dream job, something they've created.
It's humbling, let's put it that way. Our entire department is made up of veterans, and so helping our brothers and sisters really means a lot to us. And there's almost an instant connection when we work veteran on veteran.
Yeah, yeah. There's an understanding there too.
Yes, sir.
It would seem.
Yeah.
So we would like to highlight a few events that are coming up soon for veterans out there who either have started a business or have one that they're interested in creating. So let's begin with starting something that is brand new, happening on September 4th. What is this particular lab that you all are advertising about?
Yeah, so it's the Veteran SaaS Launch Lab. SaaS, just software as a service. So if that sounds confusing, if you're familiar with something like Shopify or Zoom or DocuSign, those are SaaS applications. Basically, you show up at the workshop with an idea, with your laptop. Hopefully by the end of that day, you will have a working prototype.
And this will be happening here in Austin on that date, which is again September 4th, right?
Yes, sir, at the Carver Library.
Okay, just for anybody who wants to go and see.
Yeah.
As if that wasn't enough, there's more that you guys offer at the Veterans Commission. I mean, we can go on and on and on. There's another event happening in September. It's called a Lunch and Learn. So what can people expect if they come out to that?
So we do a monthly Lunch and Learn. So this one that's coming up, basically what we're doing is an overview of the Veteran Entrepreneur Program. Think of it as a town hall. We'll be there, bring your questions, hopefully we'll have some answers for you.
What are some of the questions you all have gotten in the past that veterans maybe have as they're starting to approach this next stage of their lives?
I have an idea, what do I do now? And so we will do is we'll assist with the market research, the market validation. We'll go through business planning. If you're looking for funding, we go through capital acquisition. Basically what we'll do is we'll consult from ideation through exit and everything in between.
Right, so that's a good place to start for anybody who has one of those ideas.
Yes, sir.
Greg, we want to highlight again some of those events that are coming up just to detail where people can go for them. So again, that SaaS Launch Lab will happen on September 4th. That's at the Carver Library right here in Austin. There's also that Lunch and Learn with the Texas Veterans Commission. That is on September 9th, and it is online. And Greg, I'd imagine that somebody who wants to attend that can find the other information about where to get that link on the Texas Veterans Commission's website.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, just make sure you navigate over to the entrepreneur portion and everything's laid out right there.
Easy as that.
Greg, thank you. We've got the privilege over the years to meet some of these veteran business owners through our partnership with you guys, and it's been really cool to see. So we're glad to know that more of them are going to be brought into the fold during those events in September.
Thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for your work. Okay.